Ann, go ahead.
Yes, hi. I have been in a Chapter 13 for a little over 4 years. I've got just shortly under a year to go. I am married over 20 years. I filed just myself, just as so not to affect my husband and his credit. There's now the possibility of a divorce, and I'm kind of wondering how any kind of settlement would affect my bankruptcy.
Okay, well, let's back up a little bit. So Chapter 13 is a personal reorganization where she, 4 years ago, arrived at who her creditors were and agreed to make payments over the next up to 5 years. Is that right?
That's correct.
That's what's going on with Ann.
That's right.
And she filed individually, which means that whatever debts she had, they were not her husband's debts as well.
I'm hoping they weren't her husband's joint debts because, of course, his side would not be discharged, only her side.
So how will her divorce possibly affect that Chapter 13?
Well, she would have to get leave from the court to do certain things like divide the property and other matters. But if her joint income, if the joint income into the case is affected, she may find herself either modifying her plan of reorganization or converting to a Chapter 7 just to get it over with. If the family income drops below a certain level, you can do that.
When Ann got her Chapter 13, you mean they were factoring in what her husband's income as well?
Yes, if you're married, unless you are separated, they can do that. They take into consideration the income into the household.
Hey, Ann, are you still with us?
Yes.
If you did get divorced, do you think you would still be able to make your Chapter 13 payments?
No, I would not. Right now, I make significant. I work 2 part-time jobs, so I make significantly less than my husband. He's a business owner, also a property owner, other than our mutual home. So there's money that I believe is due to me in a settlement.
Okay.
I would need then that money to live on and to find a place to live. So that's what I'm asking. If that comes across, I mean, that's basically my money to live on. Or is the court going to see it as, oh, no, we're taking that?
Well, Ann, I'm going to ask you to go back. I assume you're represented by an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think you need to call that attorney and sit down with him because your rights are going to be affected by the divorce, and what is considered property of the bankruptcy estate might be affected by the divorce. And it might be a strategy to attempt to convert to a Chapter 7, or it might be better to remain in a 13. But you're going to have to carefully plan that out because you could find yourself in a difficult situation.
All right. And by the way, if Ann finished her Chapter 13 4 years ago, is her bankruptcy attorney still her bankruptcy attorney, or can she start from scratch from somewhere else?
Well, if she's in the middle of a 13, of course, the court regards her bankruptcy attorney as her bankruptcy attorney from beginning to the end of the case. But typically when you receive your discharge, either in a Chapter 7 or in a Chapter 13, unless there are other events going on, your legal representation kind of ends with that client.
Okay. All right, folks, my name is Tom Olsen. The name of the show is Olsen on Law, every Saturday between 11 and noon right here on News 96.5. My guest today is attorney Jim Monroe.